Alright, so right now we're going to start by trying to dissect the Nerf Big Bad Bow. Start by taking apart the screws. Normally this would take an excruciatingly long time, but through the magic of movies I'll be able to do this in a couple seconds. And inside we find that there are actually another 2 screws, bringing our total to 18 screws involved at this point. Alright, so pretty much everything other than this section here has been proven to be pretty much superfluous. So this is going to be all the actual working parts. As you can see here, here is one of the main things Nerf modders will do. This right here is an air suppressor. See, if this were just a plain tube, the air would just come straight out. But since it's blocked by all these fun little designs, as you can see, this plunger has some springs in it. And this is where Big Bad Bow gets all its power. Already, yeah, this is pretty much the only functional component of the Nerf gun. So here we have 2 different darts. On the right we have the dart used in pretty much every Nerf gun, and then on the left we have the dart that's exclusively used by the Big Bad Bow. Now the Big Bad Bow in its stock condition can only fire the dart on the left, but the idea is that because the dart that it uses has mass of big M, whereas the normal Nerf dart only has a mass of little m, that if we can use the spring in the Big Bad Bow to supply the same force F to both mass big M and little m, we'll see a far greater acceleration in mass little m versus mass big M, because the net force is the same in both cases. Alright, so now that the barrel's taken apart, we've got this piece, and the barrel as it is, I mean, as you can see, it's got the air restrictor in, which we already know we need to take out, and just overall, the barrel is not of very high quality, so we're going to take it out and replace it with some 1/2-inch PVC. Alright, so what we've done is we've got the barrel, and we've cut it up into a couple pieces, and pretty much everything except for this piece is useless, so we're just getting rid of that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to try and put a new PVC barrel in there to make it a little bit better seal and be able to accommodate the regular micro Nerf darts. Now what we've done here is we've taken a short length of PVC, probably only 2 or 3 inches, and we've wrapped the part that's going to be sticking in here in electrical tape. Now what this does is it allows us to very finely adjust the diameter of the barrel. This way we can get a much snugger connection to the rest of it. So like here we've got to force it to sit on, and that's good because the better the connection, the less likely it is that it's going to break or malfunction. Got it extremely snugly in there. So what we're going to try and do now is try and get some of our Gorilla Glue made with real bits of Gorilla and do some preliminary bonding just to get this locked into place for when we seal the rest of it. So we're just going, we got our drop cloth down just in case of spills. So we're going to apply some of that to the inside and then quickly apply some of this and then push that in there. first off, some safety advice. Apparently, when super glue reacts with this particular brand of duct tape, it makes some sort of fumes. It's like burn your eyes and possibly cause you to spill Gorilla Glue all over your hands. Who knew? Anyway, so we've got the preliminary bonding done with our super glue of our barrel. It's kind of loose, so probably going to redo that. And then after we do that, probably going to start doing the other side of things, filling in the dead space. Turn that so that the glue does not pool in one place. So now that we've got the bond going from the super glue, what we're going to do is fill in some of the extra space with our Loctite Power Grab. Now this is just going to fill in some of the extra space. Really isn't going to be adhering anything together, but that's not the point. Just supposed to fill in the gaps. So that's basically what it looks like. It's really important that that not be coming out past the barrel, so I'm going to go get something to try and clean that up. Alright, so since we're waiting for our barrel to finish setting, we're going to discuss the other functional component of the gun, the spring and its housing. Basically, the way it works is we've got the housing, spring just sits in there. This rod is what cocks back the spring, which is held in place by this washer. And then sitting on top of all of this, we've got the plunger, and the plunger, can't really see it, but forms a really good seal with the edges of the housing while still being able to move. And this is what creates the air pressure, so the force of the spring pushing forward moves all the air with the plunger so that it actually fires the dart. Alright, so basically what we have at this point, we got the complete barrel and spring housing assembly. Those are all sealed with a nice layer of duct tape and Gorilla Glue. Spring functions, it's a little bit sticky, probably just from some Gorilla Glue floating around in the chamber. So we're going to try putting it back together and finally. First step is to assemble the back section. Got to make sure that the trigger assembly is in right, or else, I mean, it won't shoot. Alright, got that settled in. Put 2 screws. So we got all the screws back into place. Only one thing left to do now. Just gotta try and cock it and see if it explodes. Here we go. Okay, it didn't explode. Alright, it's about 2 a.m. Just finished this, just loaded it. About to do our first actual try of this. See if it doesn't explode this time. Alright, here we go. Alright, so just failed for the first time. We're going to see if the second time it doesn't work any better. There we go. And still nothing. You can clearly hear the spring going. So I took it apart again and learned a very important lesson there. Don't screw in all 18 screws unless you're sure it's going to work. And I took it apart, and the plunger was actually glued into place by the Loctite we used to seal it. So I'm taking it apart again. This time, instead of putting the Gorilla Glue on the inside to seal it, we're just going to do the outside. And then going to put it back together again, and hopefully this time it'll work. Fire a dart. Barely got 3 feet of distance